Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. Today is Saturday, and it is 12 Central Standard Time. And I'm so glad that you took time out of your busy schedule to come spend a few minutes with me on a Saturday, whether it's today or tomorrow, to see what I had to say from the desk of Dr. Ron. I tell you, this is an opportunity each and every week for me to share the activities in my life for this week and some of the things that may be on my heart that can help somebody, that someone can enjoy, appreciate, and just, reflect, that may be a blessing to you on this week. As always, the first thing I like to do is give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling in life together for 30 plus years. And out of the 30 plus years that we have been traveling together, he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to him and his family. I had the honor, privilege, and blessing to be in his presence on this week. He was conducting a revival. I know revival, y'all ain't heard that in a long time. At the South Carter Center, his Chicago location. And I got a chance to drop in on Monday night in order to spend some time with him. And I enjoyed the message. The service was so inspirational. And, it was just good hanging out with my mentor, my friend, and my brother. And I understand he's still in Chicago, and he's possibly going to be in, I want to say Bolingbrook this weekend maybe, or somewhere in the South Suburban area, or West Suburban area, I should say. So if you're looking for somebody, tune in online. You don't have to go in person. Just tune in online and enjoy, someone that can break down the word the way that he does, revelatory. So I encourage anybody, if you don't have a mentor, get one. Mentors are so valuable. Usually mentors are someone that have been in this thing called life so long that they can navigate you through some of the pitfalls and some of the things that could hinder you from getting the way you're going in an expeditious time period. That's how I put that. I mean, they ain't going to be able to stop nothing from happening, but they can help navigate you and help lead you. And mentors are people that often pray for you. They're often people that you pray for, because you have to lift up your mentor and your leadership in order to be able for them to see what they see and be able to help you understand what you need to understand. So if you don't have a mentor, get one. And then you begin to pray for your mentor as your mentor prays for you. Now, this week was kind of interesting. As you can see, what my message title is, We Shall Overcome. Now, I felt that yesterday evening, and I immediately put it down so I wouldn't forget. We shall overcome. Now, this is a phrase from a song that was actually, according to historians, created back in the early 1901. And in 1945, there was another songwriter that penned it, that changed it into We Shall Overcome. And it became the battle cry of the civil rights movement in the 60s. So the original use for this song was, they had a strike going on. The Irish were striking against some factory or something, and they coined that phrase, we shall overcome. But our generation from the 60s, from 1945 through to the 60s, began to use it as an encouraging moment that no matter what the battle is, we shall overcome. No matter what you're going through, we shall overcome. And I felt it was appropriate to revisit this in light of what's going on in the country today. Just for the record, there are still civil rights battles going on. We have people that have come to this country, the United States, from other countries, and they're being persecuted, mistreated, and just abused. And that's not right, because, I was always raised to believe that if you see somebody hungry, feed them. If you see somebody cold in the wintertime, get them a blanket, help them become comfortable, because they're doing just a little bit less than you are able to do for yourself. Okay? They just hurting right now, and they too shall overcome. But don't kick a dog when he's down. Don't talk about them. Don't pay them no attention and just like, oh, they just suffering because they did something wrong. No, let's not go there. If you see somebody hungry, feed them. If you see somebody that needs a place to stay, offer them a place for stay. Even if it's your garage. Your garage would be better than, putting folks on the street and just letting them stay there. They made a big deal about the migrants coming to this country. And I find it interesting that the governor of Texas, the Republican Party in general had made these people criminals, drug dealers, all sorts of, fear tactics, talking about the migrants that have come into this country. But yet, he put them on a bus, put them on an airplane, and shipped them to all the Democratic cities. He weaponized them. And he sent them to all these Democratic cities, hoping to destroy the Democratic cities in the process of overflooding them with these so-called criminals. Now, you've put a title on them. They're criminals. They're drug dealers. They're murderers. They're gang members. But yet you want to send them deep into the United States for them to do whatever, criminal activity that you say that they're capable of doing. But in all honesty, they're just people that were trying to better themselves in life and were under threat of death where they were living at, and were trying to improve their stature of life. And, other nationalities have done the same thing. If you think about Filipinos, once they get to this country, they send every dime they make back home to support whole towns and villages. Africans, they do the same things. Mexicans, they do the same thing. If they make a dime, they're going to send that dime back home, because that dime can feed everybody in their family back home where they came from. So I don't look at them as criminals. I don't look at them as they're doing any harm towards me whatsoever. But in the process, we need to start looking at people differently than what the media and mainstream media, because I'm media, but mainstream media would like for you to think. And these people are here, and the only things the Republicans are concerned about is whether they vote in the next presidential election, which I'm going to get to that in a minute. But I just want you to understand that they're in the process of making better lives for themselves. Well, in the 60s, that was us. People of color, black, brown, African American, whatever you go by this week, that was us. We were the people that were tired of being slaves. We were tired of being mistreated by a allegedly superior race. And all they wanted to do was somebody to pick their cotton for free. And when we decided we wasn't working for free no more, then it became a problem for them, and then we became an enemy that they didn't know how to deal with. And during the civil rights movement, all we asked for was just to be treated like human beings. And that's the same situation with the migrants, as they call them, that have moved into this country. They're just trying to better themselves and be treated like human beings. Okay? And I just want to encourage all of us to open up our minds of our understanding and just appreciate somebody that's trying to do better for themselves. You know, I criticize the Catholic Church. Ooh, somebody gonna get mad now. The Catholic Church has been involved in every country in which these people are coming from. Mexico, South America. They have all been evangelized by the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church has a great deal of land all through the United States, and many of them, the schools have been closed because of attendance had went down, population of the schools had went down. Why has not the Catholic Church stepped up and began to house these people, feed these people, help these people in which they grew up Catholic? Now, you wanted their money, you wanted their participation in your services, but yet you're not willing to pour out into them, and that's all they know is a Catholic Church. They don't know nothing about, non-denominational or apostolic or Pentecostal, because that's not something that's in their region where they grew up. Now, we got some churches here in the United States that stepped up during the Civil Rights Movement. And when they stepped up in the Civil Rights Movement, they became meccas and headquarters for people to come together to organize and to be able to accomplish some things. Oklahoma, Alabama, these are all cities or states that organize togetherness, even to the point where they organize elections, supporting elections. And like I said, I was going to get to it in a minute. We have an election coming up in 30 days or so, or less than 30 days, but it's coming up in November. And we have an opportunity to participate in a historical moment in time. 2024 will be a presidential election where we, people of this time period, have the opportunity to vote on a female president that can very well beat out the tyrant of this day, which is Donald Trump. Yeah, I called him by name, the tyrant of this day. And if we participate, because there's a lot of people sitting on the sideline that say, like, I ain't voting for her. Why would I vote for her? She can't do nothing for me. And those people have vocalized those type of words. And I would wish that you would reconsider the thought process. Please, let's just take a moment to address this. She has an opportunity to go into the highest office of the land. There are other countries that have had female leaders and have been successful with female leaders, the highest office of their country. And with all the support that we can give her and all the support that she has around her, I have no fear that she's going to do a great job. Well, if you all remember, they had that same fear about President Barack Obama. Oh, no, he can't be president. No, he cannot. And he was a very good president. Okay? People talked about him. They persecuted him, but yet he still overcame and ran the country the way he was supposed to. Now, there's some people that's still not happy about his administration, but you got to remember, he's only the leader of the executive branch. He can't do anything without the Congress who signs the checkbook. So hopefully people that are not thinking about the fact that we've got Congress officials that are up for a re-election as well. Vote for people that have the same type of thought processes as you. Now, if you're a mega, of course, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, mega power forever. But if you are a person that loves one to another, then you might want to consider somebody that shares those same principles. And I think that Vice President Harris has exemplified the fact that she cares about people. She has a motherly instinct for all of us, not just people of color, African American or black, whatever you go by this week, but all people. And I think it's an opportunity for us to be able to give some of that love back. We shall overcome. That was a battle cry. It was a song. We shall overcome. And we need to rally around we shall overcome. But we got to have something to work with. Okay? Now, I know many of you have heard about the Project 2025. It is a definite, no for me. I can't vote for administration that believes in, they should do what they want to do and get away with what they want to get away with, and there's no accountability. Donald Trump has rallied around a bunch of idiots, and they support everything he say. If he made it a statement and said, we from now on in the United States, we're going to use blue toilet paper. And if you get caught without blue toilet paper, you're going out of this country. We're going to send you back to where you came from. That's how ridiculous he is. Okay? So let's not follow a tyrant or a person who has not the same interests or the same love is that we all share for one another. So civil rights movement was right on point. Treat us like human beings. Malcolm X, they assassinated him. They assassinated Martin Luther King. And all they wanted to do was just treat us like human beings. And I believe that is the same feeling that the migrants that have come to this country, they just want to be treated like human beings. Children that have not done anybody any harm, mothers that are not doing anybody any harm. Now, sure, there's a criminal element that might have snuck in, but, eventually they all get caught. We got a criminal element in our community that we overlook and live with every day, but we shall overcome. And I hope these words are encouraging somebody on today, because we got work ahead of us. It's not just going to happen if I sit at home and sit on my hands. We got to get busy. It's crunch time now. If you've got somebody in your family that has the ability to be able to cast a vote in the upcoming election, now let me clarify something. Your vote in the upcoming election will go towards your local government, people that really make a difference on what happens in your household. Okay? If you are not a delegate for the Electoral College, your vote is not going to go towards the president's choice anyway. But if you vote an idiot back to Congress, that's going to hinder the work of the incoming president, then that's going to be a problem. If you voting in an idiot in your local community that don't care if you eat or not, then that could be a problem. Okay? So take a look at where your popular vote really goes. Okay? And let's do something different this time instead of sitting back complaining, and do something positive going forward. We can't overcome if we sitting on the sideline pointing fingers talking about, see, I told y'all. No. Let's get in the game, y'all, so that we can make a difference for future generations. I'm old, okay? Everything that I do is for my children and my grandchildren, which I got a new grandson, y'all, last Saturday. My oldest daughter brought into this world my newest grandson. and I welcome them into the world, and I hope the world is something to be welcomed into. So now you see why I'm excited. Now you see why I want to see a positive change take place and go forward, because my seed is in the earth and it will continue to be in the earth. And I want the earth to be something that they can say, wow, this is our piece of the pie. Okay? So that being said, I'm not going to continue ranting and raving about the same thing. I want to invite you guys to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, please browse around, check out all of my advertisers. They make it possible for me to do what I do here, and I thank them. Please support them. Click on any of the banners, the links, the pictures that you see, and it'll take you to their website so you can make arrangements to find out what they do. Okay, check them out. They are very important people in the community, and they do great work. Okay, I want to invite you guys to join me each and every Saturday at 12 noon from the desk of Dr. Ron, where I bring you what's on my heart each and every week. And I just thank you guys. I can't thank you enough. This week coming up, John T. Thompson, another Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, is coming on, and we're going to be talking about him and his heroism in the country and what he has done and why he has received and what it has done for him, this award, this prestigious award. So I'm looking forward to having a conversation with him, and he might be bringing a +1. We ain't determined yet, but he might have a +1. But you don't want to miss the show on Tuesday. That's Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. I want to thank all people that have made donations and contributions up to this point in time. Thank you so very much. Without your contributions, it would be impossible for me to do what I do. These are all the ways where you can make donations. No donation is too big or too small. Please continue to do so. And while you're here, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that share button. Share this with somebody. Some people may not remember what it was like back in the 1960s or even the 1940s when We Shall Overcome became very popular and a battle cry. So it's time. Let's sound the alarm. Let's get busy, y'all. It's time. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to join me on Tuesday. We go live at 5. I love you guys, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Stay blessed, stay encouraged. I will see you guys real